next day, and today I'm going to be meeting Naeem again, and we're driving off to a Airship Museum. It's about 2 hours drive from here, but it's a lovely day, so it's going to be a good time. Also got a new keychain for the bullet, Vive la France, just so I can always remember it. So good morning. Dirigibles, of course, being airships, zeppelins, blimps, whatever you like to call them. And it's a scorcher today, so it's a long drive, which I'm glad about, mostly country roads, which means I'm not going to melt. As long as we keep moving. Last night, Naeem was kind enough to have me over for a few drinks with him and his girlfriend, and he showed me his own 1989 Bullet 500 that he's working on restoring. Pretty cool. If this is not pleasant, then I don't know what is. That was one of those priorité à droite signs. Ooh! I think mine is a bit unbalanced at the moment, but I don't think I could do the same. Lots of bottles of water on the left and food and stuff on the right. Whew. A quick stop to cool down there at the Commonwealth grave at Tilly-sur-Meule. Quite sad, all the soldiers were so young. But yeah, in this heat, need lots of water. I'm glad I bought a 6-pack, and I just feel a bit better now. Naeem has changed jackets to a lighter one, and you can see it's filling up with air immediately, so I'd say he feels pretty good right now. Anyways, we're an hour and a half from the museum. I must say, once we got out of Caen, the roads have been empty today. It's Sunday, so I think a lot of businesses are closed on Sundays. We were lucky this morning to grab some bottles of water and sandwiches from a shop closed literally as we were in there. I think Daisy prefers this weather, to be honest, because she just has all go in her compared to usual. And wow, that's some building up ahead, isn't it? But yeah, she just has all go, ready to pop at a moment's notice, and is just happy to get going. I wonder, is it just the heat is keeping all the oil nice and liquidy or something? But I must check the oil maybe this evening or tomorrow evening. Also, there's a Royal Enfield shop in Caen, so might head there before I leave and see if there's anything I need. To be honest, these gloves, oof, in this heat, they're winter gloves, and quite a mistake to be wearing them. My hands feel like sausage is being grilled or something. I don't know if this makes sense as a sentence, but the scale of things here is unbelievable, like geographically compared to Ireland. And maybe that sounds dumb, but as in, Look how long this strait is. There's been so many like this longer still. And I guess France is Europe's biggest country, I think. So it makes sense, but still, it's fantastic. Just long straights in gorgeous places, you know? Beautiful city. I tell you one thing though, it's very hot, and thus I am struggling to formulate thoughts that are worth saying. But this is beautiful. Wow. Oh, thank God.
It's colder actually, not colder, but maybe 1 degree. Wow, first one.
Just a quick lunch stop there. Half my banana fell on the floor, but no matter, we press on. Now I must say, this quick capture is just perfect, you know? The battery, I checked the percent, it's still around 70, and I've been intermittently turning it on and off again all day, so I think this is the way forward for me. And the sounds, as far as I can tell from all the clips that I've looked at, it's fine, like. Anyways, I think we're nearly there at the Dirigibles Museum. Le Musée des Dirigibles. Something comme ça. These roads are Royal Enfield country though. Oof. Edmondville. I hope they like that. Otherwise I'm just being a nuisance. I can see the hangar, which I think for airships sometimes it's called a cathedral. Yeah, we're almost there. The height of late 19th century technology. Airships. Never seen one in real life, I don't think. But hopefully. Ooh. So an airship is when it has a rigid airframe underneath. Think of a Zeppelin or something. Whereas a blimp is an inflatable balloon, basically. Think of the Goodyear blimp. And during World War I, a mixture of both were used. I think you had in World War II a lot of barrage balloons as well, which they put in the skies over strategic places or cities, so that, you know, difficult for pilots to land a good shot on whatever their target was, bombers or what have you. Ooh, this is nice. Little outpost or something. Somewhere nearby. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah. Somewhere down here. Not a lot of speed limit signs around either, these parts. Yeah, okay, still on. Must be nearly there. Hey, there it is. Impressive and imposing, isn't it? The question is, where's the entrance? Le Hangar. I wonder what that translates to. Must have been an old army base as well. Good spot for a photo. Good spot for a photo, I'd say. That was actually very cool, the Airship Museum. I think it was only €6 entry, something like that. And just a good history of the air balloon and this particular base, which saw action in all of the big wars of the 20th century, from the Great War to the atomic Cold War, as you can see on these signs. Good morning, good afternoon, Daisy. Definitely worth going if you're in the area. Now we have a 2-hour drive back to Caen, so best get a move on. The weather is a bit cooler now than it was on the way over, which is pretty nice. But in that museum itself, inside the hangar, God, it was nice and cold. There was a breeze coming in as well. Nothing like it's a dead heat here now, like the air is still, but for whatever reason, behind that the hangar where the doors used to be, just a strong wind. And Naim was telling me that back in was it the 1930s or the 40s, but a strong wind actually blew down the doors. They used to be on rails and the wind just blew them down. Pretty scary stuff, because that's a huge concrete slab, like, and the whole thing is made out of concrete. So originally it was for airships in the First World War as a hangar so that they could rest in the evenings. Rest. Well, you know what I mean. Because if an airship is left out in the sun too long, you know, the elements will just kind of wear and tear at it, and you probably lose the tautness, and maybe even the sun will penetrate the UV rays into the helium and just, you know, wreck things. So then in World War II, D-Day +4, so the 10th of June, the Americans took over the base. They used that as a sort of engineering, vehicle repair hub of operations, but they also captured German prisoners there, and you can still see the graffiti on the wall that the Germans and the Americans left. I think I took videos of it, so you'll see them here. Fascinating though. Also, inside the hangar, I don't know, it terrified me, the thought of it, but they had these balloons with paddles on it. I thought they were like a remote control thing, so I saw this guy on the ground walking around with one above him, and then it turns out that they're actually for kids. So you lie down in it and you use the two paddles to propel yourself through the air. Terrifying. They went up pretty high. That ceiling is like 32 meters high, I think. It's really cool that it exists, and if I were a braver and a smaller sort of person, definitely would love to have tried it. Alas, I am an adult and those are for kids. Also, they had lots of stuff for sale in there, like, you know, memorabilia and some jerry cans, some French jerry cans from the 1940s, which were pretty interesting. I was saying to Naim it could look good on his bike because he's possibly going on a trip down in Eastern Europe, and if you can imagine it hanging off the back of his, it'd be pretty cool and practical, you know. €15, not a bad price at all. First time I've seen that. Wow. First time yeah, that's the first time I've ever seen a deer on the road. That was crazy, yeah. For now though, it's back to Caen for us, which is about a 2-hour drive from here. Good old Daisy was filled up this morning with fuel, and honestly, she only took 8 litres, so all that driving yesterday and the day before and the day before, next to nothing for her. I think it's just the slightly slower road speed here just really is really stands to her, which is great. But yeah, hopefully enough fuel to get back and maybe a little something left over for the morning. For now, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.